everybody. Welcome to our science camp this summer. We're doing a science and devotional camp. It's going to be a little bit different. I really wanted to do this on maybe our Wacky Wednesdays, but that didn't work out this summer. So we're going to try something different. Before we get going on our first experiment today, this is just going to be a quick video to get started so that your parents can see maybe some of the extra things that you might need and know what to expect while we're having our lessons. So the first thing that I want to look at today is this kit. You should have a kit that looks like this, that has everything, most everything that you're going to need for your experiments and for your lessons. There are a few odds and ends, like maybe a paper towel or a pen, a pencil, maybe a piece of tape, that are things that you should have at home and can grab, and I will let you know each week what extra things that you will need to go and get. But in your kit is pretty much everything that you need. If you don't have a kit like this, then you can have one of your grown-ups email or call me, and we can have one ready for you. We have about 20 kits that are ready to be picked up at the church office, or we can try to get it to your house. So I know a few of you already have them because I've talked to your parents. If you would like to have one and you didn't get one, just let me know. So inside your kit, it's just got a handy dandy lid there. There's all these things. Now, this apple is the only thing that you're going to have to kind of be careful with. You're going to want to make sure that this apple stays in a cool, dry place. These are fresh apples. We just bought them. They should keep for just a little bit. But if you're nervous, put it in the refrigerator. If you eat it, you're going to have to get another one before we do that. Okay? And we've got a few weeks, so you might not want to eat that. So the first experiment that we do is going to use these cups. You should have 2 cups. We're not going to go through everything in the kit. I just want you to see what you have. You have a sock. We're going to make something with that one week. You have some acorns. These are really big. You have acorns. We're going to look at that one week. Let's see, what else do you have? Oh, there's little bouncy balls. Now remember, if you take it out of the kit and you lose it and play with it, you're not going to have it whenever we do our experiment. We have a magnifying glass. Those come in really handy so that we can see things closely. We have a cool prism. That makes things look cool. These are all for our different experiments. The second week, we're going to look at this rock. And it has really beautiful, sparkly, bright yellow pieces in there. And we're going to do a little experiment to see if we can figure out what's in that rock. And there's a lot of other really cool things in here. There's seeds. We're going to look at those. And a couple of odds and ends that you might need that you don't have at home, like wiggle eyes. You're going to need some wiggle eyes. Most of you probably don't have wiggle eyes at home. Some of you might, if you have a craft closet. And a little bit of glue. Had some extra, thought I'd share with you. And some other really cool things. So whenever you get your kit, you can open it up and take a look. But remember, if you play with it and you lose it, then you're not going to have it whenever we do our experiment. If you eat it, you're going to have to replace it. If you wear it, it's only one sock, so your other foot's going to be cold. I wouldn't wear that sock. You need it for something else. And our first experiment, we will use this, so I'm just going to leave that out because we'll need to get it out in a minute. And let's look at your book. You should also have a book. Now, your book is a copy of a book that looks just like this. It's just like our handy dandy picture here. It says Science Camp, and it says at the very top, a reason for. Well, what that means is that there's always a reason for everything that God puts on our planet and in our universe. And we're going to take a look at some of those things that are from where we live, which is Earth. Now, nature explorers, because all of the things that we are doing come from things in nature. So whenever you open up your book, even though you have a copy, you have all the pages. The very first page, okay, right here, it has a place for you to put your name and a place to put the date. So if you would like to put your name in your book, that would be awesome. If you're sharing a book, if you have, like, say, 2 brothers at home and you're sharing a book, then you can put both of your names, or if you need another copy, I'll get you another copy. And then right here, it says this is the method that we are going to use to look at our different science experiments. Some of you at school have heard about the scientific method. That can be very, very detailed whenever you are doing things as an adult, like with chemicals, or if you work in a laboratory or you're a scientist for your job. We are going to use a simplified version without so many steps, where we're going to make an observation. First, we'll ask a question, and then we'll make an observation. We'll take a look and see what happens. We'll try a few different things, note what happens in all of those different steps, and then we'll put all that information together so that we can communicate what we saw whenever we did that experiment. Sorry, I'm shaking my table. And so this is our science camp model. We're going to have 4 steps in every experiment. First, we're going to do it. Then we're going to write about it. We'll get to that later if you aren't writing your words very good yet. Then we're going to think about it. We can all do that. We all have good, smart brains. And then the special part about our science this summer is that we're going to take a look to see what God is doing in our experiment, because God made everything in our world, and so everything fits together and it's not an accident. And we're going to take a look and see how God is using our experiment to show us something about our life, our circumstances, the way we think. Yeah, it'll be really cool. So the next page, and I won't read the entire thing, you can look at it. This is our itinerary. An itinerary is a list of a journey. A lot of times you'll have an itinerary whenever you go on a vacation or if you're going on a trip somewhere. And so our itinerary tells us about the different adventures. We have 6 of them that we are going to look at between now and whenever school starts. And the first one is what we're going to do this week. It's the next video, and I'll finish this one up in just a minute so you can get on. And it's called Adventure 1, The Water Bridge. So that's going to be really cool. That's why we need those cups. Now, a few tips for the grown-ups that are watching this with their kids. If you have a younger child who is just learning how to sound out words and get their writing skills down, I'm talking about like a first grader, kindergarten, first grade kiddo, then if they want to draw a picture of their observations, there is a place in every single one of our steps that has a drawing area, and they are welcome to draw that picture instead of have to write out words. That's absolutely fine, and that's exactly what they do in school. Now, if you have a kiddo that's about to go to second grade or a little bit advanced first grader, they possibly can label some of their drawing, and that's another thing that they will be familiar with from school. So you can ask them to make a drawing and then maybe label something in their drawing, and they will know exactly what you're talking about. As far as older kids that are helping with younger brothers and sisters, I really appreciate you taking some time to help them. It means a lot to your parents, to your grandparents, and to your brothers and sisters that you're helping. And I thank you for your help. And you can help by reading any of the things to them that they can't quite read yet. You can also help them whenever it comes to Bible time by helping them look up their Bible verse. We always can start with the table of contents, find the page for where we're looking, and then we follow the numbers when we get to that chapter, just like we do on a Sunday morning. Now, the last thing that I wanted to bring up is that there are some smaller parts. There's the little seeds, and there's nothing toxic. Even the glue, it's school glue, kid friendly. Everything is technically edible, but at the same time, there are some smaller parts. And so if you have a child that is under the age of 4 that you are doing this with, then please just make a note to keep your eye on any of the smaller pieces like the seeds or the little wiggle eyes that are in their kit so that they don't put it in their mouth. We don't want anybody to choke. So we are going to get on with our first experiment. That's in a second video, and I'm really glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you're going to join us. And again, if you would like to have a kit and you don't have one, then please just email me and I'll get one to you. All right, I'll see you soon.